This is Harry Gines, case number 99-10-255. Social media has a page for the Million Man March. There are advertising that there will be a program coming up on local TV. I told them that I would do my own presentation of the Million Man March, and this is what I have to say. The Million Man March, if you ask the average person in the 21st century, what was it about? They would probably tell you some unity. Black people love and trying to come together and fellowship. It was more than just that. The issue of the Million Man March was to stop the black on black violence. That is what the Million Man March was about. Now, whether it hit home to the PowerPoint to stop the violence, you have to be your own judge of that. And you will come up with the conclusion that the Million Man March done nothing in the area of stopping the violence. So if that be the case, does that tarnish Louis Farrakhan's image in any way? No. His efforts are very important. But there were other things going on at the time. And that is what Harry Gines is here today on the 4th of July. All this came to me being hit up on a social media network that a presentation is being done based on the Million Man March. Make sure that some things are clear. It did not change the condition of how we interact with each other. Now, as I was saying, does that tarnish Louis Farrakhan's image? No. His efforts are very honorable, and we appreciate that. That's what I'm here today to do, to make sure that the legacy of Louis Farrakhan is not in vain. Well, what did happen out of the Million Man March? Well, that's why Harry Gines is here to explain. What was born out of the Million Man March was Harry Gines versus the United States, a case of reparations. Over the years, yes, I have been a fan of Louis Farrakhan. I mean, no, I am not a member of the Nation of Islam. No, I'm not. But if it's a fan, sure, I am a follower of Louis Farrakhan in the sense of his writings and his whole program. You know, and it dates back before him, the Elijah Muhammad. The Elijah Muhammad also traveled the path of reparations, make no doubt. So when I say something is born out of the Million Man March, that is all I could ever give to Louis Farrakhan. That somebody else out here was trying to make sure that his father's work was being added on to. That's very important, you know, because if somebody's not picking up that banner and making sure that the elders, the ancestors, all of that comes together from the 19th century, 20th century, and the 21st century, it all comes together. Culture meets law under Harry Gines versus the United States. And all of that was born in that era of the Million Man March. And that is something I want the world to know. Louis Farrakhan is very deserving. You know, I make these presentations, and no, I don't mention other icons because I have to stand alone to be able to say I am strong enough to represent any issue that black people have. You see, so I can't be riding off somebody's reputation. No, I cannot do that. I am Harry Gines. That is who I am. And I represent the best you ever gonna have on a reparations case. Make no doubt to that. You know, all these issues today, they all will some point in time touch on Harry Gines versus the United States. So whether you want to accept things as I being the first man of reparation, you don't have to. You don't have to. just recognize one thing. As you look back, and that's what you constantly doing, you never gonna get where you're trying to go because you ducking Harry Guines. That's all you doing. You trying to duck something. I'm not ducking anything. I'm trying to pass it on so everybody realizes that, yes, the Elijah Muhammad, y'all, oh my God, look, you can do better. If we only faulted people for their sins, then you would have to do the same thing with Jesus. Jesus ran with nothing but sinners. That's like his whole crew, built up of sinners. So when you start looking at the sinner, always remember, you cutting way too short on his good attributes. You see, because you wouldn't want to be judged by your sins, by another man. No, I don't think you would like that. So all I'm saying is, when it comes to reparations, let it all come together. Look at the good attributes with everybody. Then you'll find some solutions, because you can't get around Harry Guines. It would be very difficult for you to do that. I bring it all together. You see, under the law, Lincoln had nothing to do with you being as you are today. No. Something got all twisted up right there. Lincoln did not intend the way we live today. You own some Martin Luther King. That's fine. But this presentation is about Louis Farrakhan. That's what this presentation is about. And no, it does not cover his entire legacy. I don't have time. Nobody's going to listen, that long to cover Louis Farrakhan's legacy. But when it comes to the Million Man March, like I say, this is not disrespectful. We could do better by each other, because that's what it was intended for. And if it's any consolation, to let it be known that we should all think real good before you pass in judgment on a person based on their sins. Look at their good attributes. There you will find Harry Guines versus the United States is a gift to you. That is what it is. And it brings everybody together. Culture meets law. That is what it does. Let me show you one last thing, so we'll make sure that Louis Farrakhan, I hope you will be able to see that. I don't know if it's coming into the screen. It might. That would be something I would want you to know. This is real. This is authentic as it gets. This is the actual court order of Harry Guines versus the United States. One last thing. This would have been the petition. Okay, now that you've seen those documents, it all has a history within itself. Like I said, it's born out of the Million Man March. Somebody come behind this. Anybody, more than welcome. You see, because I'm gonna keep going with or without you. Yes, it doesn't matter to me. I know the path. I know when mistakes were made. Black people have just gotten so far off course. Louis Farrakhan is a treasure. He's a national treasure. He got them obituaries of them elders. Even Elijah Muhammad, I'm sure he even dig out an obituary on him if he have to. You see, stop trying to, find that way of being about somebody where you, passing judgment. You see, don't do that. Find a man good attributes. There you will find the heart of a man. This is Harry Guines, and that's my message to Louis Farrakhan.